people are doing the parties at backyard, and government wasn't even worried about that. We have a capacity of 40,000 square feet where the government just shut us down by saying that, okay, if we're doing a weddings, it's going to be outbreak.
Mayor of Brampton is moving around here and there, so I have nothing against him, but yeah, if he is going to the backyard parties, why he is basically telling the banquet halls to be shut down?
Did you also contact any individuals on your own, the elected officials in the federal government?
To be honest, we contacted everybody.
Yeah,
we contacted Sarkaria, we contacted Amarjot Sandhu.
Welcome to the Grewalz show. I'm your host, Gurinder Singh Grewal. Aap sabnu sat shri akal. Today on my show, I have GTA Banquet Hall Association members, and we will be talking about COVID-related issues and the Banquet Association and all the banquet halls in and around GTA. So welcome Gaurav Bell from the GTA Banquet Hall Association.
Thank you, Mr.
And welcome Mr. Bell from Pearl Banquet Hall. Mr. Bell, first off, I would like to know about your banquet hall and your association. Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, I'll give you a detail about our banquet hall. It's a Sprenza Banquet Hall, what we own actually. And since March 14th, we are closed.
Okay.
And government allow us to open a banquet hall in August, by August end. And we was doing a parties like 50 people each room. So we have 4 halls and there a capacity of around 1,400 people. We can always do that, but now at that time they allow us to do 50 people each hall.
So was that the provincial guidelines which allowed you to open up halls like that?
Yes, that was the provincial guidelines.
Okay.
They said, okay, you can open 50 each hall. At least we can do 200 people at one time. And that was for a month. And on October 3rd, they shut us down back again and said that you have the max what you can do is just 10 people indoor, which is not even worth of doing it. We can't even cover expenses.
Well, before we go into the issues related to COVID and the expenses, I also would like to hear from Mr. Bal. Mr. Bal, tell us about your banquet hall.
So my banquet hall's name is Pearl Banquet Hall. It's in Mississauga. So I've been there since 10 years now. So everything was going well as most of the industry. So we are shut down by the government right since March. So it's we are just at the brink of collapsing now. But luckily we are surviving just because of the government financial aids. So as far as I know, as soon as the financial aids will be shut down, half of the industry will be gone.
Well, hopefully after this show and all our politicians watching this show, hopefully we won't have you shut down.
I hope so, and I wish so.
Mr. Bell, in regards to your hall itself, are you still in operation as of today?
No, we are not in operation as of today. We are closed since October 3rd because since the new guidelines came, okay, we are only allowed to have 10 people indoor. It's not even worth opening it.
So is it 10 people indoors for the whole banquet hall?
For the whole capacity, yeah, for the whole banquet hall.
So instead of 1,400 people, you can only have 10 people?
10 people, yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so I guess no one's booking the hall for 10 people.
Yeah, there's no point for us even to do the parties. We can't even cover expenses. Expenses is way more than that. And for doing a 10 people party, we are losing money instead of making money, to be honest.
So then how are you running the banquet hall right now? Like where's all the money coming from for day-to-day expenses?
Well, to be honest, right now we are not getting any money from the government because we didn't we didn't come in there where it says a 50,000 rent relief because ours is way more than that.
Okay.
And we are still waiting. We are still fighting that, okay, at least we hired the lobby, Sussex lobby, where they are saying that, you know what, at least we should have get paid. The cap shouldn't be more than, it should be more than 50,000 instead of 50,000, should be $100,000. So we are still struggling to get that. And we are at that point where we are about to collapse, to be very honest with you, because we can't go since March, we are closed. It's been 8 months now. So we are hoping the government is going to get something done sooner than later because they already announced a rent relief program which is going to start from October. We didn't get paid as of now, but we heard that, okay, they're going to pay us. The problem is we are talking about the retroactive where we need to get paid from March till October, which we didn't get paid even a single penny.
Actually, since COVID came into effect.
Yeah, actually they started with the initial program called CESRA,
CESRA.
So, but unfortunately, they just put a cap of 50,000.
50,000, yeah.
So, what does it mean was that if there is a rent of maximum 50,000, only those people can claim. I think even the landlords can claim 50% of it. So, but unfortunately, their rent is more than 50,000. There are lots of banquet halls whose rent is more than 50,000. So, they were not even considered so they were not eligible to apply for SESRA.
So is it because the banquet halls or buildings are very
Yes, the
big in
buildings are
size,
big, the
and
expenses
based on
are-
the size, the
Yes.
rent is more?
The rent is more,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Because it's a big banquet hall, the capacity depends all on the capacity, what capacity you have. Like ours is around 40,000 square feet.
Okay.
So where you know what our expenses, if we calculate everything, it's around close to $70,000 to $80,000 a month. So we was expecting that we're going to get paid at least on what our rent is, at least 50% of that, and 25% we'll pay from our pocket unless a landlord is going to take care of that. But you know what? Unfortunately, we didn't come into that criteria where there's a cap, and we still have to wait.
We did lobby it, actually, sorry to interrupt you. We did lobby it through a company called Sussex.
Sussex lobby, yeah.
And they eventually, actually, they were able to basically brought this to the notice of the politicians. And I hope with this new rent relief package, which was supposed to be announced today, so they already announced it, but it is yet to be implemented.
Yeah, the guidelines,
So,
we're still waiting for the guidelines.
So I hope they will do something, and they had not discussed anything about the cap thing yet, but we don't know. They might increase the cap, or they remove the cap to altogether,
Yeah.
which I totally doubt, because there are banquet halls whose rent is 150,000 a month too.
So did the association hire that lobby
Yes.
company itself?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, we actually, there was two separate associations going on. Ours is the GTA Banquet Hall Association, and there is
Okay.
a Woodbridge Banquet Hall Association by the Italians. We basically put together, and we paid to a company called Sussex. So we both hired them. And
So
they
how
were
many
lobbying.
banquet halls are under your association at this time?
Our association is 60, and they have around 30.
So a total of about 90 banquet halls?
halls, and so that's how we started initially. But again, at the end of the day, we started from the very beginning, chatting to our local MPPs.
So,
And-
so as I also understand, because your whole group is a very big group and it's a very powerful
Yep.
group. Did you also contact any individuals on your own who are the elected officials in the federal government?
We do.
Yeah.
We did. Like we to be honest, we contacted everybody.
Yeah, it's
We
all
contacted
everybody.
Sakaria. We contacted Amarjot Sandhu. Like
we started with
contacted
Mr.
Anand,
Deepak Anand.
Deepak Anand.
Yeah.
Like
There are few actually, being honest, they did help. Deepak Anand was the first one who initiated this chat, and then there was Mr. Amarjot Sandhu,
Okay.
and he helped a lot too. And then there was Miss Neena Tangri.
Okay.
She helped a lot. And then we chatted with Mr. Sarkaria. He was a
Yeah.
small scale, I think, shadow minister for, I think, small scale.
But all these names are all provincial politicians.
Provincial.
But the
Yeah.
money which you folks are looking for is from federal government.
But
that's the reason we contacted MP Maninder Sidhu as well.
Okay.
The new elected in Brampton East is in close to Castlemore area, I guess, at that area. So
Okay.
he actually talked to the in the federal as well, and he tried to explain that what we are going through right now, because what's happening in our industry is they are considering us as a restaurant and like we are same as the restaurants, but they need to understand this. That's what we are trying to explain to the government as well, because we are not a restaurant where the strange person is coming and they're sitting and they're having dine in. We are being a banquet hall owners. What we do is the gathering is it's all by invitation. It's not like strangers are not coming here.
Because if I book an event at your banquet hall,
Yeah.
I will know who I'm inviting.
So,
That's it. It's a private
Yes.
event. It's not something publicly that strangers are coming and they're interacting with the strangers.
So we knew exactly who is coming,
Yeah.
how many guests are coming, and in most of the cases where they are going to sit. So we are, in that way, we are a very secure industry. So
we follow the guidelines.
so
Basically, if they come, we
to
have
follow
the
the
number.
guidelines is very easy for us.
Yes, because
Take
we
it
have
this
their
way.
numbers, their phone numbers, their email addresses.
So you can trace the
Yeah, we
individuals
trace-
coming into
yes.
your banquet
Yeah,
halls.
yeah, Even what we do it, on our website we had a link. It says a COVID-19 link. Everybody who's coming to the hall for the party, they have to register there. So once they register there, how many family members are coming there, we know that, and we'll get the information by email that okay, this person is coming and these members are coming with this person. So we have track of everything basically. And
Okay.
even when it comes to the parties, we make sure that we maintain a social distance. So it says over there all over all
It's
banquet
so
halls. but-
easy to maintain the social distance in a 20,000 or 40,000 square footage area than a small restaurant. So I don't know, but I know there are some pressure from the government too, from the health department too. So they have to follow, and but unfortunately, I won't hesitate to say that our industry was not treated very nicely. They just treated us like a small restaurant. They just told us to put it on and put it off. Our industry don't work like that. Even if they tell us everything is back to normal and you are okay to open from say next Monday, it will take us at least 3-4 weeks to start getting the bookings.
We are the first ones
You need to have people ready to do an event at your banquet hall.
And for us,
we are the first ones to close and the last ones to open.
And
if they decided us that we're going to open in let's say in May or June, we are expecting for next 90 days, we are not getting a big parties or we're not getting people coming up because people are scared.
Yeah. People are scared.
That's
yeah.
true.
People are scared, so they need to understand this because where we are, like they just neglect us. So you know what? Okay, in restaurants, what you do, I always talk about the restaurants and the banquet halls. The reason I compare restaurants, so the people go there, sit there, have their dinner or lunch, whatever they have, and they can easily accommodate at least 200 people in a day.
Because
And the facility
first
like
50
us,
goes in, the other 50 comes
out
after 1 hour.
And the facility what we have, where we can accommodate 1,400 people, we are only allowed to have 50 people in one day in each hall.
In one day.
Because
so that's a big loss.
Yeah, it's a big loss. We can't even you can't even compare ourselves with the restaurant owners.
So no,
It's a
I
huge
know.
difference.
So I know, to be honest, even restaurants are suffering too. So nothing against them.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, so they are our brothers too. So I know they are suffering too. But our industry is totally separate from them. So we
That's
should
it.
not be treated in the same way like the restaurant. Okay, you are okay to open from this day, and you are going to be shut down from Monday. We cannot do that. We have
So from our community itself, because how you're saying you have 60 banquet halls, which are from our community as
Yeah.
per se, and 90 in total, there's almost 20 plus MPs elected from our community. Did anybody help you with your federal money?
They helped you. I don't know how to answer, but I met with personally with Mr. Nabdi Bans too. So he assured us that yes, they are taking care of us. They are looking into this matter. I would say too much talking. Nothing practical happens. So they are trying to. I don't know what's going behind the scene, but my concern will be they should have actually asked us how we can help you. So we are the best person to tell them how they can help us. Then they are bringing something to us, then it's not working, then are going back to their tables and again doing something and again coming to us, then again something doesn't work. It was so easy to just talk to us directly. We were the best person to tell them how they can help us and what's the way they can help us, because it's not only the rent which is hurting us, there are so many other things too.
Still, we have to pay property tax, we have to pay utilities and all that stuff because all that hurting, because it's not what we just closed down a business. It means there is no other liabilities. What we have to
Because
pay.
there's no revenue coming
Yeah,
in,
it's no
but
revenue
your
coming.
expenses are
Yeah, still
are
there. Like
there.
insurances, it's a lot what we're paying on that. To be very honest, utilities we are still paying on that. Like there are so many things which we still keep on paying, even when we have a 0% revenue.
Yeah, just
Like
just
nothing.
in the same way, like I was chatting about CESRA thing, CECRA. So I know there are a few or a lot of them who are not even qualified to apply for it. But even for those who are qualified, they still have to pay 25% of the rent. But paying 25% with a 0% income is still adding up. And this is the 9th month, I think, or 8th something. So you can calculate. You're still paying 25%
Because
each month, right?
it's big dollars.
It's big dollars. Yeah.
And even you say,
Gentlemen, we have to go to a small break.
Yeah.
After this break, we'll be talking to Mr. Behal and Mr. Bal in regards to what happens when the politicians came out in public and said banquet halls should be closed. Keep on watching The Grewalz Show. Welcome back to The Grewalz Show. I'm your host, Gurinder Singh Grewal. Welcome back, Gaurav and Pavi, to The Grewalz Show.
Thank you.
As we were discussing certain things regarding politicians as to what you have been doing with politicians to get any kind of compensation to your association or your members, there have been also several politicians who have come out in the open and said banquet halls should be closed. And they have said that several times over the time of COVID. What's your comments about that, Gaurav?
Well, you know what, I know, like we know, all us know that, okay, you know what, politicians, they are upfront by saying that banquet halls should be closed. I understand where they're coming from, but you know what, people are doing the parties at the backyards, even where the COVID is coming from, where there was no restrictions and there's nothing, people know they're not even using sanitizers and nothing. Even especially when people come to the banquet halls, it's our responsibility being a banquet hall owner that we have to follow the guidelines of the government, what they have to. We have to make sure that they are proper sanitized, they're using their mask, there is a 6 feet difference, that we are doing everything. But people, when they're doing, where all these numbers are coming from in a Peel region, especially in the Brampton region, because people are doing the parties at backyard and government wasn't even worried about that. They said, okay, you can do the gathering. You're allowed. Government are allowed to do the gatherings in a small areas where they're going to be 30 people, 40 people, 50 people. It's a square feet of 2,000, 3,000 square feet, 4,000 square feet. We have a capacity of 40,000 square feet where the government just shut us down by saying that, okay, if we're doing a weddings, it's going to be outbreak, and which is totally wrong, because when we do our functions, we do our ceremonies, even after at the time when they allow us to open from August till September end. In October 3rd, they shut us down back again. At that time, even bylaw officers, they come to our parties, they check, you know what, okay, are we following the social distancing? Because being a banquet hall owner, we know that we have to follow social distancing. If something happens, we're going to shut down tomorrow.
And you have to do everything by the rules.
By the rules. And we have to make sure that, okay, we can, because we have a parties every other day. We don't want that, okay, first we did one party and there's a person which had a COVID symptoms, and next day they just call us and they just shut us down. We can't do that. So we have to maintain. But the people, on the other hand, what they was doing is they're doing parties in the backyard. There was no social distancing, and that's what happened. Couple of politicians, they come up front and they said, okay, the banquet hall should be closed, which I totally I'm against this. The reason is banquet halls are the place where people will have to follow the restrictions, not the houses. You're doing the parties at the houses, people are not going to take any restrictions. They're just going to do what they want to do because nobody's watching them.
Mr. Bal, during COVID, have you heard or seen any politicians coming to any banquet halls or any backyard parties?
See, backyard parties, we all knew, right? It's coming in the Facebook or all the social medias. You can see which politicians are moving around. And there are so many things going on. Okay, the mayor of Brampton is moving around here and there. So I have nothing against him, but yeah, if he is going to the backyard parties, why he is basically telling the banquet halls to be shut down? So I don't know what to say, but I must say that if they have any particular data, that where it shows that these number of cases as came from the restaurants and the banquet halls, they should disclose it, or at least give it to us or talk to us. At least we should know about this. We have full right to know that if the cases has gone from the banquet hall industry or the restaurant industry, we have full right to know about that. Why they're hiding those facts from us?
Are you aware of any banquet halls under your organization who have got into trouble with the bylaw officers with getting fines?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
Nobody, right?
I did chatted with few of the bylaw officers too in Mississauga and in Brampton too, but no, I think none.
Yeah.
Just apart from the last week where we heard about Avani.
That was in
event center, but as far as I know, he was allowed to do the event because it was shut down was after 18th, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
These events were done on 14th and 16th.
So is Avani Event Center also part of your organization?
Yes, he's part of us, but he was allowed to do that, and he did follow it. According to my understanding, he did follow all the guidelines. But the thing is, where are people going after the parties are done? Nobody knew that. So how can you say that this actually happened from the event venue only?
Mr. Bell, are you aware as of this morning, National Post has given the news about Avani Event Center that they could be criminally charged?
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it was in the news actually this morning where they were saying that they're going to get chances is they're going to get criminally charged because it was a big outbreak. I think it was 44 people or something which comes from that when the people COVID-19 plus the positive cases comes from Avani. They did a function, but I think they did it before the shutdown, I guess, right? That was before that, right?
Yeah, because York region was still open.
So
but
we won't go into the specifics because again, Avani Event Center is not here.
But there is nothing why we should hide this, right? If he had done something criminalized, then yes, he should be charged. But if he had not, then he should not be basically penalized just on the myths and all those. If they have any fact, yes.
Yeah, with the facts and figures, they can always do that.
If they have a fact and figure, yes, we are not opposing it. We are not supporting anyone.
So all through COVID, has any city official or any mayor's office given any official numbers to anybody in your organization as far as the outbreak numbers have come out?
No. We don't have no numbers, no.
So these are the things we are actually fighting for, that if you have any specific data from the banquet hall industry, so at least disclose it.
At least we
At
should
least-
know about this thing, that what,
Yeah.
if it's coming from a banquet hall, convention centers where people are doing parties, okay, this is the data which belongs to that. I heard about that, I think that was 3 days ago something.
Yeah,
it was in the news where they were showing that the data for
the
the
restaurants.
is like 3%, which is like next to nothing.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's
next
3
to
to
nothing,
3%, which is next to nothing, because government should need to understand this thing. You know what? Being a banquet hall owners, people, they will have to follow instructions when they are at a venue, event venue, instead of they're doing it at their houses. That's the big difference.
We are the professional people,
Yeah.
right? We know how to do the event,
parties, yeah.
and we know how to follow the guidelines. So we have the capabilities and the space to follow the guidelines, right? Even 10 people in a house, they are not talking about any square footage of the house.
That's true.
There are a house with 1,000 square footage, and there is a condo with 800 square footage. They are still allowed for 10 people. And there is a space of 20,000 square footage. It's a 10, it's just a joke, right? So practically speaking, 10 people allowed is basically, I would actually chatting with most of my staff members in this industry, we are telling, okay, it's better to shut us down completely. Just tell officially that all the banquet halls will be shut down from this date to that date. That will make our life much easier.
And it's easy for us to explain our clients too.
Yeah.
Because on the other hand, you're saying, you know what, okay, you're not allowed to have 10 people indoor, but on the other hand, you can do a ceremony of 30% of your capacity. So I didn't understand these guidelines. So 30%, it means if I have a hall which is 1,400, 30% of that, which comes to 300-400 people, like I'm still allowed to do a ceremony of 400 people up there. But I'm allowed to do the ceremony, but I'm not allowed to do the function.
So did the government ever come out and explain as to why that big of a difference? in those numbers?
Basically, we approached the enforcement,
Enforcement, yeah.
officers, and at that time, I think 2 months ago.
That was around June or July, something like that.
So, and at that time too, I must say that we tried to get the Mississauga enforcement too,
Yeah.
but unfortunately they were not able to. So, but Brampton bylaw enforcement officers, they did came, and they explained us that yes, you can do the ceremonies, and they told us what is the difference between, because from our perspective, for us, event is an event. We even don't know what is the basic, I won't say the basic, I would say the technical part of the difference between a ceremony and an event. So they told us ceremony means no food. So theater style chairs mostly, and
okay.
so
That's what we're allowed to do.
So, and you can give them the takeout containers when they're leaving. So something, that's what we understood at that time.
So technically, still there are a gathering of 300, 400 people.
But the
up there.
problem is with the interpretation. We are not the lawyers, right? So it's better to tell us shut down or open. Because now the customers are coming with the bylaws and okay, under 17.1b, it's written you can do this, blah blah.
Yeah.
So now when
Yeah.
let's look at the flip side.
Yeah.
From your customer base or your clients, what happens to their money? Like if someone has already booked an event with you folks from last maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years prior, because they're getting married and they're having 800 guests, what happens to their deposit and or to their event?
Well, we are flexible because even it says on the deposit, whatever the money you're paying, it's non-refundable. But with the COVID situation, nobody knows this is going to happen. So they're not losing the money. So we are very flexible with the clients by saying that, you know what, your event, we have to, unfortunately, we have to postpone because government didn't allow us to do that much gathering of 400, 500, or 700 people. So you're not losing your deposit. Your deposit is still with us, and it's we can move your party for next 12 to 18 months. So at least,
so you're trying to still work.
we are
working
accommodating
with your
them.
customers.
Yeah, we are accommodating them. They're not
That's-
losing their money because a couple of them, they paid like $10,000. There's $60,000 worth of party, and they're putting like $10,000 down payment. We don't want our clients to lose their money. It's a hard-earned money, and they are expecting that okay, we're going to do the party at the banquet or convention centers, and that's it. I said, guys, I understand what's going on. It's not something in our hands.
So I believe that's what you folks want the politicians to be doing with you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're expecting.
Yeah.
Like if we are flexible with our clients, we know that they're not losing their deposits. It's 12 to 18 months. We are that much flexible so that their money
That
is
was
still
the
there.
very first thing
Yeah,
we agreed.
We started
with
and we
all the
said,
banquet hall
we did
owners.
that.
This was the very first thing which was unanimously agreed. Okay, you know what? We will give them 12 months minimum or up to 18 months.
Depending on the COVID
Depending
situation.
on the
Depending,
situation.
If it's going to get worse, if we
Yeah.
have to move further, we'll move further. But we tell them, we don't want you to lose our money because these are our clients. They are with us from last so many years.
We need them too, right?
Yeah,
It's a
because
customer service industry.
customer service, we have to make sure that we can give them a proper customer service so that they can stick with us and they understand the situation is. Now we are like couple of banquet halls, like in some communities, what they're doing is they're doing ceremonies. Like in North Indian, like in our community, people we have normally a function, not a ceremonies. business. Like that's very true, and that's where we are hurting, and that's the reason we are telling government either allow us so that we can open it properly, or we can just completely shut us down, so that at least clients know that where we stand. It's not like what we don't want to open our businesses. If these are the guidelines which we have to follow, regardless.
Well, our show has come to an end.
Yeah.
Mr. Bal, what would you like to say to the public watching the show?
To the public, I must say, please be patient, and we need your cooperation. We need you guys, and being in this industry for almost 10 years in my case, so please trust us, and we need your support. And to the politicians, we must tell them that please, too much talking is going on. We want something practical to be done, because our businesses are at loss, and it's very difficult for us to convince our customers that yes, because according to the customers and what they see in the news, they think we are being paid a lot, but we know we are not. We are still only 25 to 30% we are getting.
In some cases, we are not even getting
and
nothing.
in some cases, they are not even
In my case, it's like zero.
So
I think Mr. Bell needs to put his 2 cents worth, how they say.
Yeah,
so he's losing thousands of dollars every month.
Thousands of dollars we are like losing every single month, and like we didn't even get paid a single penny. We hope they're going to get something done, because I know the clients, they are frustrated, but so far I'm thankful though that at least they are understanding that okay, what we are going through, and they're not losing their money. Their money is still there. We're still going to be back in operation once this COVID situation is going to finish, back in a business again. But yeah, I urge government that okay, they have to look into a banquet hall convention center industry where they have to take care of us. Otherwise, we are at an urge where, you know what, we don't know what to do next. So our next couple of months is going to be very hard for us. It's already, we are struggling to pay, because we are already in debts, to be honest, since March.
I must add one thing here, because just to the politicians, that don't treat us like a banquet hall industry alone. There is a big industry behind us. All the backdrop peoples are behind us.
Yeah.
The linen industry, laundry people, the DJs, the photographers,
bartenders,
all the
so
staff,
many people,
right?
all
So
the staff,
these are even the food industry, the grocery stores. So we were buying in bulk. There are so many industries which are dependent upon us. Look at the photographers, videos, DJs guys, decorators. They all are sitting at home.
They're all sitting at home. That's very true.
Treat us only like a small banquet hall industry. There is a big industry behind us. We've been basically feeding them.
We need help. We need help from government. That's for sure.
Even the aviation and the hotel industry too, I would say, they are dependent upon the banquet halls too, because the events being done here and the hotels are being booked.
That's true.
People are traveling from across.
It's all connected. It's all interconnected with each other.
Well, thank you for being on the Grewalz show. Hopefully, when the politicians are watching this show, especially, they will listen to the GTA Banquet Hall Association members telling them the way it is, that now it's time to do some action. Enough of the talk. Let's move on. Get some help out to the banquet halls all over GTA, not just the one or two, not just the friendly ones, but to everybody. Keep on watching the Grewalz show. Watch us on YouTube, Google us, Facebook, Punjab Star TV. Anywhere you have some time, watch us. Up to next time, Sat Shri Akal.